All right, everyone, welcome to the St. Canard Files, a Darkwing Duck podcast. I'm your host, Will Santana, and
I'm Stan Lund back once again.
hey, what's going on, Stan? You doing okay?
I'm doing pretty good, Will. How about you?
I'm good. We got some Darkwing news to discuss today.
Oh, we got big news today.
And it's funny because we got Darkwing news today, and today we're not discussing Darkwing on our review.
Yeah.
So it's a little weird, but today me and Stan wanted to take a step back and go to the essence, holograms of how Disney Adventures, the very first issue, and we wanted to review the very first Ducktales comic that's in there, and it's actually the first comic period, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was two Ducktales comics, I believe. One
Two Ducktales comics, and I believe a Tailspin comic.
and a Chip and Dale one.
Okay, I couldn't remember if there was
Yeah.
also
But the DuckTales one is the very first one in there out of all of them, so we wanted to pay tribute to that. But some good news came out today with Darkwing.
Yeah.
The Dynamite Comics, they released the covers. It was 6 of them, I think, right?
7 of them have been released because
Oh.
there was 6 of them in, at least in terms of the ones that were shown off by Ducktales.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the cover artists who did another one of the variants posted, their cover separate from them.
Okay. Well, let's get into these Dynamite covers. And then we'll talk about my opinion, your opinion, and Mike gave me a little feedback about his opinion.
Right.
Yeah, so let's get into that. You guys won't be able to see it because I don't really want to screen share right now if you're on YouTube, or should I screen share?
I don't think so. I mean,
Okay.
we posted them to,
Yeah.
to all of our social medias, or at least most of them. I don't know if Will has actually posted these to Reddit or not Reddit, Instagram.
Okay, well, the first cover that's popping up for me is the one where it looks like the Q fig.
Yep.
Okay, so that one pops up first. Not crazy about it. It's okay.
Yeah, that's probably the third favorite of mine.
Yeah, so I probably would not. I probably won't get that cover. I know you said you thought about maybe getting all 6 of them. I'm probably only gonna do 2.
Yeah, I'm contemplating getting all the covers just because it's issue number 1. I'm not gonna have that chance to get all the covers for issue 1 again.
Okay.
And if later I decide that I wish I'd done it, it'll be too late. Besides, Mike did something similar for all of the Boom Studios ones. I think he got like all the A and B covers for every issue.
All right. The next cover I see is like Darkwing's on top of a building, and or on the edge of a building, and he has this cape going over like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Still not crazy about it.
You can see Canard Tower in the back as well.
Yeah, like I said, it's okay. Not crazy about it yet, but still very content. We got some Darkwing stuff coming. All right. The next one I see is Darkwing like from a rope, and he's sliding down it or pulling himself up. I can't really tell.
That one doesn't look half bad.
Still okay to me. Still not crazy about them, any of them yet though.
Like that's one of my top 2 favorites.
Okay, that's one of your top 2s. Okay.
Yeah, I can't decide though if it's that or the other one we'll get to in a bit.
Okay, now the next one, I'm biased and I'm getting it. My boo is in it, Morgana. I'm getting this one. Yeah. you got Morgana, LP, and Ducktales under her love spell once again. She got the eyes on them, and then there's like some villains or something in the background.
Yeah.
And what I love is why can't I remember the bat's name all of a sudden? Eek
and Squeak.
Eek and Squeak. I said Itchy. I don't know why I was thinking. Yeah, Eek and Squeak are in the background, so you can see them. They're on the title where it says Darkwing, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, right. I don't see villains in the background of that. I see spiders.
Or spiders. They're huge spiders though. So
oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. The next one is Darkwing on the rat catcher going down the Autobahn bridge wire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like his face.
I don't like his face. I don't like how blurry the background is.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one I'm getting.
Yeah, the next one is the other one that actually, now that I'm looking at this again, yeah, this is my favorite of the cover.
The Darkwing with Megavolt?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one looks awesome, man. I love this one. This one looks
even
really
though cool. Darkwing's still not drawn quite right.
Yeah. I think
this one is so much more dynamic. I think it makes up for the odd way he's drawn.
All right, this is the one I just don't like at all. This next one,
where he's
he's
on a
like,
rope.
yeah, he's on a rope from the bridge, and it's like he looks more square. His finger, yeah, I just don't like this one for some reason. You, where are you at on this one?
Yeah, that's probably my least favorite one, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, this is my least favorite too. And then we got the previews one.
Yeah,
Oh, that's the same one. That's the same
it's
one.
the same as the first cover, except it basically, folks. Actually, this drops on Monday, so on Tuesday or Wednesday, a day or two after this episode drops, this issue of previews is supposed to come out.
Okay. So yeah, so we got the previews one, and that's it, man. For these covers.
But that wasn't it though. We also got some more news.
Okay, what's some more news we got?
The writer and artist for the Darkwing series have been revealed.
Yeah, it's been revealed. The writer was Amanda.
Amanda Dybert.
Dybert. Okay.
And the artist will be Carlo Loro.
Carlo Loro. So no Savani, no Sparrow. We already knew that.
We already knew that.
We already knew that. It's still sad though. You got to admit, it's still sad.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It is sad, but I'm still excited to see what these two will bring to the table. You know, I can tell you that Amanda has been posting all over Twitter about this. She's so hyped. I can tell by her tweets she's a true Darkwing fan. So I have a lot of hope going into this.
All right, and then from Mike is not a fan of it, of these covers. He's not a fan of it at all. Maybe it'll grow on him, but it's just the covers. It's not the actual comics inside. But from the covers though, he's not a fan of any of them. But I think he said his only one he liked was the Megavolt one.
Right.
Yeah, that's the one he really seemed to like was the Megavolt one. But you know, who knows? Maybe the comic. We don't know the comics illustration in there. We don't know what the storylines are.
Yeah, and you know something? I can forgive the art not being quite what I want as long as the stories are, you know, true to Darkwing. If they're true to Darkwing, I'll forgive any art style.
I can see that. We've also been spoiled by Savani, so I can see how some people are a little hard, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, hey, it's new days, new time. But as a Darkwing fan, I'm happy. We got more work. We got more stuff to read. We got new content. Like I'm on board though, you know.
Yeah.
I'm on board. Anything you're expecting from this? Are you expecting a trade? I'm hoping there is a trade that eventually comes out.
I'm assuming there'll be a trade, and this time I'm not making the mistake of waiting 20 or well, not 20, but 10 years to track down the trades.
Yeah, I will get the trades. I'm probably only going to get 2 for this first issue, the 2 covers that I want, and then after that I may only get 1.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence. I've got a couple weeks till I have to make a decision because you know my local comic store, they do the previews orders like basically the week after previews comes out. You have your orders submitted. That gives me 2 weeks to mull it over, decide if I really want to go down that rabbit hole. Because if I do, I'm going to be spending around $40 to get every single cover.
And for those of you watching on YouTube, I apologize for Stan wearing a Ducktales shirt with a Star Wars background.
Hey, Star Wars is awesome.
I get it, but not with Ducktales. It just don't match. So I apologize.
Well, I'm sure there's been Star Wars references in Ducktales before. I'm sure there has been. Mark my words. Mark my words.
Good luck on that. I ain't gonna about to track it down.
Tim, you're our resident sleuth. Find out for us.
Or don't find out. So Stan's all alone on this. All right. So Stan, today we taking it back. Yep. We're gonna review this DuckTales. It had a
issue 0.
Issue 0. What month was it? A year. Fall of 1990. Okay, and then the story had 2 or 3 different names, I believe, as we were going through it, right?
The first part of it's called the Chaos Coin Catastrophe.
And then Scrooge is drawn in the old The old style. It's not the 87 Ducktales version, correct?
Yeah,
And so was Dewey. Dewey had a different
yellow
color.
shirt.
Yeah, he had the yellow shirt.
Yeah. And the second chapter of this is called First You Save Us, Then You Destroy Us.
And I'm glad that part came up because I didn't know how to pronounce that country. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Well, it's basically like first you save us, then you destroy us.
But that's what I'm saying though. When they first mentioned the name of the country at the beginning, I was just skipping that part because I was like, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what was the last part called?
That's the only two parts. There's only two parts.
Was it? Okay, I thought it was three parts. Okay.
No, what you're thinking of is there's yet another DuckTales comic later in this issue. Okay. But it's not part of this story.
Okay. So, Stan, did you by chance to look up the writer and who was our illustrator for this?
I actually did.
All right. Way to go, Stan.
So, the writer for this is, first off, let me say that this may not, as one source I looked at claimed that no one knew the writer, but this other one claims it's Marv Wolfman. And he's actually pretty famous when it comes to comics in general. You know, he created the character Blade in the Tomb of Dracula Marvel comic series. He also worked on Crisis of Infinite Earth. And among some of the major characters he's either created or co-created are Cyborg, Raven, and Starfire from the Teen Titans, Black Cat, Bullseye, Deathstroke, and Tim Drake. So, you know, comic legend right there.
Definitely.
And the illustrator was Giuseppe Dalla Santa.
I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
And I will say that they actually have had a couple appearances in Darkwing. They had something they did on Let's Get Fiscal, and they had a little bit to do with Video Pirates. So I'm not sure what their role was in those.
Okay.
I should also point out that this story was reprinted in Colossal Comics #1.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I got half of the Colossal Comics. I don't have the whole thing. I've never read any of them.
I'm missing issue 2 and issue 3 to have full set.
Okay. Yeah, I got like 5 or 6 of them. So, and I've never even opened them. I don't even know what comics are in them. All right, so come on, Stan, take us away, man. Get us on the Chaos Coin Catastrophe. How does this one start off?
So it starts off with Huey, Dewey, and Louie and Scrooge in the money bin, and Scrooge is, you know, burrowing through it, you know, his money like a gopher. You know, they basically say he's got this fancy computer to tell if anything is missing, but apparently it also can tell him when there's a coin too many.
Yep, the Cashalizer computer, correct?
Yep.
If I pronounced that correctly.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. And basically it lets him know where the coin came from or something, right? No, he knows where they came from.
Yeah, he knows where all of his money came from, which is, you know, bonkers.
Yeah, and then he realizes he has one coin too many, though. Something's wrong, right?
Right. So he found it. It was apparently almost 86 feet and 7 inches straight down.
Yeah, and then when he finds it, before he found it though, he was able to he was giving the kids, the boys, example of like where this one came from, where that one came from, right?
Yep. Like he got a coin in change when he bought Madame Floozy breakfast in Paris. He found a dollar bill stuck on a swordfish's snout in 1942, which, when I read that, it made me think of that scene from the opening of DuckTales where they're in space and he's trying to grab the dollar and there's like a shark, I think, in a spacesuit.
Okay. Yeah, so that happens. He's looking at the coin, and then the boys go get the Junior Woodchuck guidebook, right?
Yeah, they go get that because they've never heard of the place. But we should mention this coin looks pretty strange, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does, man. He looks kind of evil on it.
Well, it's a giant coin with Scrooge's face on it, and it has the inscription, "Our hero, the land of Usadas."
Mm, yeah. Oh, sorry. Hold on. My phone is just blowing up with text messages right now. Let me put my phone away. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. All
So
right.
yeah,
So,
they consult the Junior Woodchuck guidebook, and
mhm.
they find it on the map, and there's even a Junior Woodchuck living
Yep. And they contact him, and I believe the person name was Juno, right?
there. Yep,
Yep. And Juno greets them pretty well until he hears the name Scrooge McDuck.
yep. And he's like, "No, not him. He must not come here."
Well, Scrooge is not having that. So he's
Oh
like,
no, you
yeah,
don't tell him where he can't go.
oh no, yeah, not the richest duck in the world. So he hops on that plane and they take off, which is kind of cool because even though we don't see Launchpad, we hear him.
Oh yeah,
Yep. And he doesn't crash.
no, he doesn't. So I love his little bit of dialogue here. "Is there going to be danger, Miss McD? I live for danger. The dangerer, the better, I always say." Well, maybe that's why he threw his lot in with a superhero who lives dangerously.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, man. So they get there and oh, sorry about that. Okay. He wants to see why they hate him and why is this coin mint in his honor, you know?
Yeah, because he doesn't know where this came from. He doesn't feel he's ever heard of this place.
Yeah. So then they got to go through like the one of those Indiana Jones type of bridge.
Yeah, passing signs that says no trespassers, especially not Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, and LP claims he's walked through bridges like this, like more than like dental floss, you know.
Yeah, and the nephew's like, "What happened?" He's like, "I fell in."
Yeah. But
Why
then
do
there's a
Launchpad stories always make me worry more?
yeah, but then we got a rhinoceros coming after them.
Yep.
And they start were they trying to cross the bridge already or they had to run back? I got a little confused on that part.
Uh, they're trying to run back, I think.
Okay. They start running back and then the rhino pretty much tramples the bridge. It falls apart.
Yeah, and Scrooge drops the coin.
Yeah, he drops the coin. The rhino makes it across though. It makes one giant leap, and even though I don't think a rhino could jump over
Yeah, it beats
one,
them across.
yeah, five ducks. But it's a comic. It's a comic.
Yeah,
They're hanging onto the bridge. It's falling apart, and the rhino just staring them down, waiting for them to climb back up. But they also can't go down.
right.
Yep. But then Juno finally shows up.
Yep, and gets the rhino, who's apparently named Tala, to leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep. So,
apparently the bridge was owned by Muddy Mo.
mm-hmm. Yeah, so Juno welcomes them to "You Save Us," and he's all glad to meet the Junior Woodchuck. But the only thing was weird on to me on this one when the boys introduced themselves to Juno, it says Junior Woodchuck First Class Huey is pleased to meet you, but that's not Huey. Huey's the red one, right?
Yeah, that that would be Louis, I believe, was the
Yeah,
green.
that'll be Louis. So that's an error right there. That was something I caught.
Yeah,
Um, you know, So then Woodchuck Huey, the one from the shortwave radio message, Juno's trying to confirm, and then he's like, "Oh, that means you're Scrooge McDuck."
yeah.
So he said, he's trying to shove Scrooge out of there. He's like, "We're gonna be doomed."
And Scrooge's like, "No, I'm not leaving without my coin or the secret behind it."
Yep.
Of course, that you know terrifies Juno even more. He's like, "You brought the coin back? This is worse than I thought."
Yep. All right. So what happens next, Dan?
Well, basically, he starts saying how the whole island is going to be destroyed, and Scrooge is like, "What are you talking about? A coin can't destroy an island." And
Mm-hmm.
then Juno reveals, "Oh yeah, that's right. The legend says you would not remember it."
Mm-hmm.
So he says, since they're doomed anyway, they may as well go see the village elf.
Yep. So that explains why Scrooge can't remember where that coin came from, right?
Right.
Yep.
Well, they will explain that.
Okay. Yeah, they will explain it to him. Yeah.
You
So
know, and they
because
pass by. Well,
but they at least explained that they took his memory from it.
Well, it says that he would not remember. It doesn't say they took it.
Yeah. Yeah. So then
But
the first story was kind of weird, or the first story it had something to do with the Beagle Boys, right?
what?
Oh, not story, but like this next part with the flashbacks.
Yeah, in the flashbacks. We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, where you at, man?
I'm at the part where they're going by the statues of Scrooge.
Okay, see, I'm already on that past that part where they
Yeah,
showed him
you're
the stone.
skipping.
Yeah, where they showed him the stone, because they showed him the stone and they told him, this is why you fear. We feared you would not remember everything,
Yeah,
or you would remember everything. And then he says, look into the crystal of the past.
and all be made clear. So yeah,
So now we get the flashback.
yeah. So the Beagle Boys are just basically Scrooge is tired of having to chase them off for his money, so he decides to bring his treasure somewhere no one will ever find it.
Yeah, because someone told him like of some islands and stuff where he put some treasure, or it was like an old pirate, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, an old pirate in the Klondike told him the island's not on any chart.
Yeah.
So he gets there, to bury his treasure, but the island starts having an earthquake.
All right, I'm gonna pause this for a second. You already know I was against your Ducktales and Star Wars thing, but every time you move, you like disappear. I'm dead serious. Like you disappear in your Star Wars
All right,
background.
give me a moment. Let me get rid of the background. I can figure out.
Yeah. So okay, while he figures out his background, so Scrooge gets on like a little boat or something. He called it something else later. Um, he gets on his boat and he takes off to another island, and then he starts like trying to dig up where to bury his money and stuff. But then there's an earthquake. And what happens after the earthquake, Stan?
So after the earthquake, the villagers are, you know, thinking they're going to be destroyed,
Mhm.
and Scrooge's boat gets destroyed as well.
Yeah, and he says this. The one of the villagers says this is our fifth island to sink in this year alone, and
Yeah,
they're begging Scrooge to take him on his boat and stuff, but his boat's destroyed. Uh, and then we get into chapter two, correct?
yeah.
All right, take us away on chapter two, Stan.
So they decide to use the waterproof sack all the money's in as
Mm-hmm.
as an impromptu raft,
Yep.
and one of the village elders brings their sacred stone, which fell from the sky before the first island sunk.
Yeah, but Stu says it's not even a stone. He says it's a glowing meteorite.
Yep,
And the guy argues with Scrooge, said, no, it's protected us from all our sinkings into the sea.
right.
Yep. All right, what's going on now, Stan?
So they make it to another, island that's even more tropical,
Mm-hmm.
and they're celebrating, and then another earthquake starts.
Yeah, because he puts the coin in like a tree or something, right?
He puts it on a rock,
He puts
and
it
it
on a rock. But
splits the
next, okay,
rock.
yeah, he puts it on the rock, and then we got another earthquake happening, and then
Yeah. So it's
Scrooge,
been proven that the rock is causing the earthquake.
yeah, the stone is causing it, and then basically I think Scrooge proves it by he puts it on another stone, and it shows like how it starts eating that rock.
Yeah.
It disintegrates it. He's like it disintegrates your island out from under you.
Yeah.
Right. And then Scrooge tells him he got a scientist who may be able to cancel out this meteorized effect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the stone altered into a coin as a gift for him.
Yeah. So they alter it, and then Scrooge is like, I said Scrooge. Scrooge is honored by this. And then they tell him we got one more favor from you. And he
Yeah.
tells them that, we're afraid that you may return someday. And that the stone till you save us and sink our you'll return the stone till you save us and you'll sink our island again.
So they take his memory of it in hopes that he'll never return.
So they take his memory of it, and he says, well, he kind of says you can't hypnotize him or something, right?
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
they immediately do.
yeah, they immediately do it. Yeah. And then what happens after that, Stan?
Well, apparently he left. Scientists created the special case that rendered it safe,
Mm-hmm.
and he did forget everything.
Yep.
But now, of course, with the stone back, the earthquakes have returned again.
Yeah, because now we're back out of the flashback, and
Yeah.
Scrooge tells him where the coin is, but he can't get to it. And then they Juno tells him that the Rhino is actually trained, and this is where we finally hear the Rhino's name, right? Or would they been
No,
said
we
it?
heard it before.
Okay, they said it before.
Yeah.
And
Back when Juno first showed up to get him away from the bridge.
mhm. Yeah. So then Juno, or sorry, Tala, I think that was the name of the
Yeah,
Rhino. Yeah,
I was the Rhino.
yeah. Tala's the Rhino, and the boys tell Scrooge to trust a Junior Woodchuck, that he never lies.
Right.
And the Rhino does come back with the coin.
Yep, sure does. Spears it through her horn.
Hmm. Yep. So the Rhino comes back with the coins, and then like everything seems to be good because they want Scrooge to leave, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So Scrooge
So
takes off in the plane, or you want to go ahead and take it away,
I was
Stan?
gonna say Scrooge does leave, but he says he has one final thing he has to do. So they
Yep.
take off in the plane and fly over the volcano where they put the stone so it'll never harm anyone again.
Yeah. But Scrooge is a little bum. He's a little bum. He said he's certainly going to miss it now.
Yeah, because a coin with his face on it, it's not something you get every day.
Yep. And the boys remind him he can return to You Save Us anytime he wants now.
Yeah,
But of course, he reveals why he's gonna miss it though. He's gonna
yeah,
miss it because his face was on it.
exactly.
Yeah, and then it ends with him saying, "Can you imagine if all the money in the world had me picture on it? Wouldn't that be delightful?"
That would be something.
Yeah. All right. So Stan, man, let's get into our scoring of this, man. The very first DuckTales, or the very first comic in any Disney Adventures. It paved the way. What would you rate it?
I'd rate it a 3.
3?
I
Okay.
would say I'd go higher if there weren't a couple odd mistakes. Things like saying it's Huey but having him colored as Louis.
Hmm.
The fact that Dewey's in yellow the whole time.
Hmm.
But the story itself is rather enjoyable.
Yeah, to be honest with you, the story does go with the series, them treasure hunting and adventuring and
Yeah,
money's involved. It is kind of good, and then Scrooge didn't get the coin at the end; he lost it.
yeah,
I'm gonna go with your score, Stan. I'm gonna go with a 3. I think it's a good start off the to open up the whole Disney Adventures line that's a lot of our memories, and some of us collect. And I don't have every single one, nor will I ever own every single issue. That's not gonna happen,
right.
But it's a good start, And then there's other comics in there. There's another Ducktales, another Tailspin, and there's a Chip and Dale one in there.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna go with your score. Do we have a villain to rate in here?
not really. I mean, the stone is the closest thing we have to a villain. It's not consciously doing that. I don't think.
Hmm. Yeah, man.
I
It's
mean,
fun.
I mean, I know the Beagle Boys show up, but they're just a
Yeah.
cameo. Plus, I'm sure we've rated the Beagle Boys somewhere before.
Okay. Yeah. I would say, it's not bad. It's got some hiccups and some issues here, but overall, I'm very content with it. I can see myself reading it in the future one day. It's
Yeah,
not bad. And it's lengthy too, so it keeps you entertained. It fits with the series.
yeah.
I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Like you, just a few complaints. All right, so now that we read this one, this is something I've been wanting to do. Me and Stan will be back for one more, and
Yeah,
then Mike should be returning. Mike and Stan plan probably to read some Disney Adventures or some other Darkwing stuff. I don't know how long they will go for. We haven't gotten to that much detail, but we believe Stan will be with Mike when those new Darkwing comics come out.
I'm certainly subscribing to them.
I will try my best to make a cameo, but I just know December and January is not looking good for me right now with the agency stuff. For those of you who do pay attention to my personal pages and stuff, what I got going on with agency, I will have 4 cons in a row on once Thanksgiving weekend hit. I will be in Anime Dallas. So if you're in the Texas area and Dallas area, come scoop me up or come meet me. I will be with Jenny Kwan, Olivia Hack, and Michaela Jill Murphy, and with 3 of my Avatar people, voice actors. And then the following weekend, December 2nd through the 4th, I will be at LA Comic Con, and I will be with 5 of my clients. I will be with Jenny Kwan, Olivia Hack, Allison Kipperman Sullivan, the triplets, the DiFilippo triplets, the Gold Rangers from Power Ranger Zeo, right, Stan?
Yep.
And Katero Colbert, the voice of Killer Bee on Naruto.
Right.
All right. And then the following weekend, December 9th through the 11th, I will be in Las Vegas, Nevada, with 8 clients at the Caesars Forum. I'm not about to name all 8 because I don't want to leave one out. So I'm not going to do it. And then the following weekend after that, I don't know what weekend it is, the date, but it's the following weekend after the Vegas one. I will be in Chicago with Jenny Kwan or at Con Alt Delete. That's the name of the convention, Con Alt Delete.
Out of curiosity, have you even seen Naruto?
No, I haven't. Is it Naruto? Is it Naruto or Naruto? Okay.
Naruto.
Okay.
It's a pretty good anime. I think you'd like.
Okay, I haven't seen it, but Katero just had his first Funko Pop come out for his character, Killer Bee. Just came out.
Sweet.
Yep. So also, I just finished doing the signing with Greg Chun at OG Collectibles. So shout out to Oscar, the owner of OG Collectibles, man. Great signing. So if you're a fan of Demon Slayer, One Punch Man, and Squid Game, those Funko Pops are now for sale for the first time, man, ever from Greg's characters. This was his first signing in 3 years.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, so Mike will be back soon. Me and Stan will be back together for 1 more week. We haven't decided where we're gonna read yet, so that'll be to be announced.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
We may have some other scattered episodes coming.
Yeah. Me and Stan always kind of do, y'all know me and Stan like to do those fillers.
Well, not just me and you, but we have some ideas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We, you know what?
Won't say anything.
I'm not gonna say the name, but I will say this. There will be an episode where me, Mike, and Tiffany won't be there. It will be Stan with a new co-host. Can I say that?
Yes, you can say that.
All right. I'm not going to tell you who it is and what they're reviewing. I'm not going to go there, but that's something that we talked about. So that'll be kind of different. No me or Mike for the first time ever. That's going to be very unusual.
Oh, I know the format pretty well, so
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead.
Before we get into wrapping up, I do have a couple shout outs I do want to give.
Go for it.
I want to give a shout out to Amanda Dybert, Carlo Loro, and Dynamite Comics. Welcome to the Darkwing family, y'all.
And still, my shout out would be to Aaron Sparrow and Jane Savani. Still love you guys to death.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Stan, for the people tuning in for the first time, where can they find us at?
I'm going to take a page from Mike's book. If you have a favorite podcast app, we're on.
That's it?
Yeah. That's what he's been doing, so if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. All
right, so y'all heard that. Okay, so that's where you can find us at. If you have a favorite podcast app, we're there somewhere, probably.
And YouTube.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. We hope y'all enjoyed this Ducktales review. It was a little different, but it was something I wanted to pay homage to. You know, some of the holograms to the very first comic ever in the Disney Adventures. Y'all tune in next week, and y'all get ready for those Darkwing from Dynamite, man. Stan and Mike, they're gonna be all over it. All right. So remember, everybody, stay dangerous.
Stay dangerous, everyone.
Good night.